Hello everyone and welcome back to O'Reilly Review. I know it's been a while. My last video went up maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, so that's about a month. But I'm back, and I have a game that I think you guys would all like to hear a review of, because it just came out a couple days ago actually. It's Pokemon Go. And before I actually start the review, I'd like to say again, thank you guys for being so patient. I know it must have been kind of frustrating to have that huge break in between uploading videos, but trust me, they're gonna be much better now. Much better videos with a much better space to record and much more time to get even better reviews out. Anyway, let's head right into it. Pokemon Go is the next game in the Pokemon series, I guess you could say, in which it lets you become a Pokemon trainer with its own gyms, wild Pokemon, Pokestops, battles, whatever you want, it's out there. That's all there really is for background. I mean, if you don't know what Pokemon is, how was your childhood? But anyway, that's really all you need to know about it. It's the next game in the Pokemon series, and it lets you become your own trainer, catch Pokemon, and train them. Now on to the pros. For one, it gets you off your feet. Whereas before you could sit here on your DS or Game Boy and waste away your life playing Pokemon, now you have an excuse to exercise. Now it kind of forces you to exercise in order to progress through the game. Like, yeah, I could sit here on my bed and wait around for Pokemon to show up that are within range, but I'm not going to get any better at the game that way. If you want to progress through the game, you gotta walk down to the park, go to a Pokestop, use it, and just run around the whole world if you want to, and search for Pokemon. The game is also very interactive. Whenever you come across a wild Pokemon and you click on it, it's kind of like, if you know the game Paper Toss, that really old phone game where you throw the paper, or you throw the Pokeball in this case, and it hits the Pokemon and you catch him. So it's a very real possibility that you could waste all your Pokeballs trying to catch this Pokemon and it won't work. It also brought back the function of Pokemon being able to escape Pokeballs. If they happen to be really strong, you have to actually try and catch them multiple times before they'll actually work. Another thing I thought that was a very good idea for this game to do was allow you to log in with Google+. Instead of having to sign in with the Trainer Club, the Pokemon Trainer Club or whatever, you can sign in with Google, with your email, and be able to play that way instead of making a separate account and then playing the game like that, adding on more steps. That'll just eventually make you not want to play the game. It'll be so much of a hassle. Another thing the game was very smart about was to let you use Google Maps. Pretty much what they did was they took Google Maps and put some new landmarks on there, and they were like, Pokemon Go. Which, even though it sounds very simple and lazy, it's actually a very good idea, because they didn't even have to make their own map. They just used the one that's the most accurate, and used that to make their game. Now, as cool as the game is, it's gonna have its bugs and cons, so let's move on to those. For one, something that really makes me mad every day is the game is always has its servers down. Like, you'll be out at the park and you're trying to go to this gym or something, and you're like, oh, almost there, I'm level 5 now, I can finally do it. And then the servers are like, nope, can't do that. And then you're like, oh. So not only that, but the game always freezes sometimes. Like, I'll be in the middle of catching Pokemon, and this is the worst combination. This is worst case scenario right here. I'm catching a Pokemon, I hit it with the Pokeball after trying a bunch of times. And then it, like, you know, it bounces, I finally catch it. And then what it does is it freezes. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just restart the game, come back to this area, and then it'll be all good. But no, I try and sign back in, and it's like servers are down. And I'm like, oh no. So then I have to go back home and wait for it again, because I'm hungry now. I'm pretty hungry right now. That's off topic though. It's just, I know the game is new, and there are a lot of people who are really hyped for it, so once it came out, everyone at once downloaded it and started to play it. But that makes it, like, I wish that they had seen that coming, the makers of the game, that they had like a stronger server to take this initial punch and not have the game keep crashing for people, only letting certain people in at a certain time. Also, something that I'm going to be honest, I exploited yesterday, is when you get an egg, you have to travel a certain amount of distance before the egg hatches. However, it doesn't work like a pedometer. I think that's the correct word. I hope so. It doesn't work like that. It bases it off of distance and not how many steps you take walking or running or biking that distance. So I kind of maybe hatched my egg because I rode in a car for a long while yesterday. So it's like, wow, you're very active, but really I was just in the car. So even though I enjoy exploiting it, I really think it kind of defeats the purpose of making you go out and exercise, at least in that point in the game. Now another thing I'm going to start adding to these reviews is something that they could have done better to make the cons not cons. Like things in my opinion that could have been done better to make the game even better than it already is. So this is what could have been done better. So I kind of wish, a little idea that I had, is that there's a function in the game where maybe you're looking for a certain kind of Pokemon, and you don't know where it is, and you don't want to go exploring, you just want this certain kind of Pokemon. Well, with the GPS function that's already there, it should let you be able to be like, I want to find this Pokemon, I want to find a Mewtwo. And it's in like Area 51, probably. That's probably where Mewtwo is. And you're like, where is that? So it will direct you to that place. It'll give you a little GPS thing. So if you have your car, or if you want to walk all the way to wherever Area 51 is, good on you. If you're in Washington, good on you, whatever. But it should be able to lead you to that place in order to get the Pokemon that you want. So I think that would be a really cool function for it to GPS track you to where you want to be. Another thing that I have kind of exploited from this game is the fact that Pokestops regenerate within 5 minutes maybe. So you could, like, I have one in my park that's really close. So I could just walk down there, use a Pokestop, get some Pokeballs, and then come back, and like 5 minutes later it'll regenerate. So I could literally sit there and just cheese the game until I have like 100 Pokeballs and just be able to do that all day. I think if they regenerated every day, every 24 hours or 12 hours maybe, that's kind of how they worked. I wish that that's what they did, because then it would make it more rare and more of like an ordeal to try and get that Pokestop. And maybe, let's say people can steal it. People can steal Pokestops. After one person uses it, then it regenerates 5 minutes later. That way they're like this thing that you really want, and people are able to steal it from you. So I say either keep it the way it is, or make it regenerate every 12 hours, or keep it the way it is in a different sense, but people can steal it from you. That's really all I thought could have been better with this game. It's a very good game. I honestly thought it was going to be a little worse than it is. And I thought there was like a bracelet or something that came with it. That's what you had to have to be able to play the game. So I was very relieved when I saw Super Mega play it. And I'm like, oh my god, it's on the phone. I can just get it on my phone. So I downloaded it that morning. And it's a very good game. I don't know if it's just on iOS. I doubt it's just on iOS. I'm sure it's on Android as well. But go out and play it. It's free, so that's another good thing. I don't know. There's microtransactions, but they're not required, at least so far in my playthrough of the game. So it's free, it's fun. Servers might be down a little bit, but I'm sure as the game progresses in time, that'll become less of a problem, because they'll soup up their servers a bit more, and then be able to let more people in and play more freely. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have a comment, leave it down below. If you like the video, go ahead and give the like button a tap. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Peace out. And I don't want to say that Super Mario 64 squandered it, but they definitely didn't take full advantage of what they could do with it. I got a standing desk. I got a standing desk, and there is no chair, and there is no chair. I got a standing desk. Hey, they're gonna sit on you. I got a standing desk.